Hey, all my awesome students from West Seaford, Mr. Forson here, your school counselor, and I'm hoping that you just listened to the reading of We're All Wonders. I have that book. There's actually a movie that was created that's called Wonder. It's a great movie, maybe more for our second and up students. I know my daughter has seen it. It's a great movie, but this book does go along with that movie. And so now that you've heard the story, let's have a thought-provoking conversation. Thought-provoking means thoughts coming out from that story. First off, what does it feel like to be different? Think about that. What does it feel like to be different? That can be tough to be thinking about, how does it feel to be different? That's a tough one. And one of the things that we can think about is, that you could probably all share your own stories. You could probably all be sharing stories of what it felt like when someone pointed out something different about you. Sometimes that can come across as being made fun of. But sometimes that can be because of your shoes, that somebody points out that there's something different. Or maybe it's your hair color. Or maybe it's your name. Maybe it was their name that was pointed out. Maybe it's where you live or how you speak. It could just be about how you look. And I can talk from personal experience that when Mr. Forson was in school, I had to deal with being different. I looked different, talked different, I acted different. I wasn't the same as anybody else in my class or in my school. At the end of the story that we're reading, Augie says, I know I can't change the way I look, but maybe, just maybe, people can change the way they see. Now that is a great sentence, right? That you can't change the way you look, but maybe you can change the way that people see. This is more than just showing kindness. I know we did our whole week of kindness, but treating everyone that we come into with dignity. That's what the difference is. When I say that word dignity, what word? Dignity. Say that. Dignity. Dignity is the idea that we are all worthy of honor and respect. As humans, we want to be seen, we want to be heard, and we want to be respected. Don't you? Don't you think that you're worth the honor and the respect that people should show you? I think so. I think all of our students deserve that. I think all of our teachers deserve that. I think all humans deserve that. But unfortunately, not everybody gets treated with dignity. Let's think about what we would or what we should or what we will change about how we see the world around us. What could we do to change the world around us? Think about that. How could you change the world around you? Think of where you are, where you live, the school you're in, your classroom, your family. Think of the home you're in. Think of where you're living, right, where you lay your head. Think of where you are, the people that are the closest to you. How can you change the world around you? That sounds crazy that you're in kindergarten, first and second grade, and that you could change the world around you, but you can. You can change the world around you. And I want to use an object lesson to show you how that can happen. Now, as you've been thinking, how can I change the world around me? Maybe you have one already. I want to show you an object lesson that shows why it's so important that we, people, treat other people with dignity. That we treat them with worthy of honor and respect. Because when we do that, it creates this ripple effect where other people get affected by it as well. It affects everybody. So let me show you that video now and talk you through it. And this is another object lesson. And here it is right here. So when we talk about this, the milk represents our world. And these blue drops that I'm putting in represent people of all different kinds of people. And when we talk about what can we do in the world around us to make it better, to make it, to kind of have an effect on the world, is we have to see that everybody's different. And what happens is when we treat the elderly with respect and dignity, they affect other people. When we are kind to those with special needs, it affects other people. They affect other people. When we love who we are and we treat ourselves with dignity, it affects other people. When we are being helpful to those around us and we ask them, when we ask someone if they need help, when we are being helpful and not staring at someone that's different, when we treat people who have different skin tone, different color skin than us, with dignity and respect, it affects the people around them. It spreads. They don't stay to themselves anymore. It spreads. That's the purpose of this story, Wonder. It's this amazing sentence at the end of our story, and I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can see it, is at the end, I want you to walk away with this of the story, is to remember that we are all the same because we are all different. So many times we just want to look at how people are different than us, but guess what? We're all different. None of us are the same. We might find one thing that we have in common, but we're not all exactly the same. And because we're all different, it makes us all the same. We all are different, so it makes us all the same. How crazy that we're all one, and we need to rally together. And in the next couple weeks, we're going to be having this awesome Rock Your Socks event where we're going to be advocating and talking about Down syndrome. And I wanted to use this story of We're All Wonders to kind of be our starting point. And you're going to have opportunities to do some great in-class, in-school activities around that story and around that day where we're going to rock our socks and we're going to wear crazy socks to show our support for students that have Down syndrome. And we have some students right in our own school that we get to celebrate with and show them how people should be treating them, and that's with dignity, because we're going to show them that they're worth the honor and the respect, and that they may be different, but there are so many more ways that we are the same. So I appreciate you watching. Go to the next slide. You're going to go ahead and make a page where you're going to be able to showcase how you're different. Maybe you want to make a video and tell us how you're different. Maybe you want to draw a picture, or maybe you want to write a poem, or maybe you want to sing a song. Maybe you want to act it out. Maybe you just want to write it. That's up to you, but you get to tell us how you're different. And sometimes we think of different being negative. It's great. Some people go, well, people say I'm funny. That's how I'm different. Well, that's great. Let's celebrate that. Maybe it's because you're creative, or maybe because you can speak 2 languages. Maybe it's because you have your hair lays flat, or maybe it's that your hair doesn't lay flat, or maybe it's that you cut your hair short. That's what makes you different than everybody else. Maybe, there's so many things. I'm different because I wear glasses. There's so many different things, but they also can be great things. So I appreciate you so much for watching the video and showing kindness around our school and being that ripple, right? Affecting people and spreading it to other people. You're awesome. And if nobody's told you today, I want you to know that Mr. Forson loves and cares about you. Have a great day.